So today I want to talk about YouTube and how it's shifting and changing. Granted, this video is going to look a little bit different because I'm just overlaying my little bit of passion in the background while I'm doing kind of a podcast talk over, right? So you'll see me making some photos and walking around in the background. It's going to be a chill, all right? So just chill, use the visuals, and take a listen to the message that I've got to give you guys today, because I think you might be able to get some pretty cool insights from this video. Okay, so 2024. What has changed in YouTube over the last 2 years? I think a lot has changed, especially towards the end of 2023. I started to notice a style of YouTube videos that's starting to come to the forefront. But there's also a big notable difference in the type of mediums now that YouTube are kind of pushing in the algorithm. Have you guys noticed it? There's two types, right? You've got short form and you got long form. We've always known about them, but normally would have the in-between as well. So those videos that would last, say, from 2 minutes to 9 minutes, right? That was kind of the average time on YouTube. Now, those videos are always gonna do well, no matter what. I forgot it framed up on that because I like the way it looked on that one. So it's kind of got this element of this hut here in it and the foliage, and then this kind of showing through. So let's see if we can recreate that. We're a little bit wider on the 6000 here. That's about the same. Let's go about there. I like that. I'm going for a really kind of dark and moody kind of look with these shots, because I think they look pretty nice on the E6000. Saying that, they look quite warm and pretty. God, it's so nice there. But it seems like, and I've been seeing this in my own analytics, if I have a video past 11 minutes, past 12 minutes, the algorithm tends to push it more. I tend to get more views generated towards it. The CPM, you know, the amount of money you're getting from it goes up. Obviously, maybe because retention time is longer as well. But yeah, that changes. And the short form factor is a complete opposite. So you get a lot less money because you're spending a lot less time on social media. But what YouTube is doing there is just blasting it with views. Now, not every single short you put out there will even get any views. And I've been testing this across different channels. I've been working on different channels in the background just to see what works. I've been trying a channel that's just dedicated to shorts. I've been trying a channel that's just dedicated to long format stuff, and then in between, just to see which one's working. And I've found some very interesting stats there. But let's just talk about today the style of YouTube, how it's changing, and how diverse it's becoming, and how you guys should adapt to it and change towards it. All right. This place is probably boring for you guys, but I don't know why. I find it really, really interesting. Yeah, let's talk about YouTube. I'm a bit cold right now. If I was starting a YouTube channel in 2024, and this is a kind of an exercise that I try to do every single year, right? So at the start of every year, at February, I know that's when I first started my YouTube channel. Was that in 2016, 2017, I think. And I always try to think to myself, all right, this year, let's try to do something a little bit different. Let's have a different feel or a different vibe to this year. So it's kind of like starting a fresh new channel each year, right? Let me just turn this around so I can see you guys. Cool. So if I was starting a YouTube channel from scratch this year, I think I would avoid certain things, certain video genres, if it comes to this field, for instance, right? So when I'm saying this field, I mean the whole filmmaker, photographer, creative that kind of creative field. Not so much, say, like doing nails or doing hair or something else, or vlogging or whatever. But what I would say to avoid is just going in with a tutorial straight away. I noticed that with my channel. When I first started it, it was exciting to me because it was all about just jumping in. I was going for a long trip in Switzerland, and I just liked the fact that, you know, it was like a creative exercise. I really just wanted to learn and learn and learn rather than teach and teach and teach. Now, obviously, we've all got our niches, we've all got our talents, so we can jump onto YouTube and teach things straight away. But one thing you gotta remember, right? If you start teaching tutorials straight away, some people might just enjoy that. But YouTube is a bit of a, it's an up and down toxicity place. Some people might look at your channel, see that you've got 1 or 2 subscribers, and they will not trust you, right? They will not watch your videos. They're like, it could be the best tutorial in the world, they just will not trust you. You have to kind of build a bit of a following for people to kind of feel safe with you, you know what I mean? Even though you probably have the best intentions, you have the best knowledge, but they just don't know that yet. So what I would probably say is to avoid tutorials when you first start a YouTube channel, and instead just use it as a platform to express what you enjoy doing. That's kind of what I did when I first started, and some things on my channel now I kind of regret going away from that, because my channel was always about just learning how to make videos and then going out hiking and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. But over the time, you kind of find different pathways and stuff like that. So, first things first, I'd probably avoid the tutorial world. But there is kind of a world out there right now which is really kicking off, and it seems like it can catapult your channel if you do it correctly. So, let's start off with short form video, and then we'll get into the long form, because I think the long form is what's really going to help you guys. But let's just get the short form stuff out the way. So, the change in short form videos at the moment seems to be heading away from those memes. It's heading away from those comical little scenes that we normally see, a puppy in a little bed and stuff like that. And they're starting to become a lot more educational. I feel like that's the route it's starting to become down now. You'll notice there's a lot more videos out there giving you quick tips. And I think that's the kind of point of it, right? There's a lot more videos there giving you behind the scenes. Now, I feel like if you really want to stand out, and I've noticed this in my shorts across my different channels, that when I create a video that's minimal effort, and I mean minimal effort, there's so many videos where I set up my camera, I put it into vertical positioning, I set up lights, I get a nice lens with full of bokeh, I set up microphones, and I give a short message which I think is really impactful and helpful, and it'll get 70 views. And then I go and whip out my phone, I hit record, and I just show something that's attached to my camera. I show something that's just something to do with the kind of genre that I'm in, and it gets 2,000 views. What's going on there? I think there's this raw mentality. So when we see short videos, we're expecting it to be more intimate. We're expecting it to be a behind the scenes. We're expecting to find out a little gem that we wouldn't normally see in a polished video. Now, I want you to bear that in mind, right? If you are creating shorts right now, maybe just tone it down a little bit. Don't try so hard. Tone it down and just focus on getting that raw, authentic vibe to it. Now, you can manufacture that yourself. You can purposely make it look amateur, but there's a technique to it, you know what I mean? Sometimes when things are too amateur, like if you know the microphone's dodgy or there's just wind blowing or something like that, no one's gonna want to watch it. But what I would suggest for your short videos in the coming months going forward, try to make them a little bit more personable. Try to make them have kind of an authentic, realistic vibe to them rather than the typical overly polished videos. Now, I've noticed this personally on, say, Peter McKinnon's channel recently. He went to go see his friend, I can't remember what's his friend's name now. I think it's Chris. He does, I think it's Chris Ramsey. He does a lot of like magician kind of, just magic. He's a magician, right? He does a lot of puzzle games and stuff on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I think when he went to go see Ramsey was doing the same kind of thing, but then I think he trialed just using his phone. I don't know if it was like a test shot before he used a real camera, but he decided to upload it. And then he continued uploading it. And those videos got way more views than the videos that he spent more time on. You know what I mean? So I think the message there is to work out that balance. You know that balance that everyone always talks about, right? Don't work harder, work smarter. It's not about not putting the effort in, but maybe just focus on the message that you're getting across and allowing that to shine more so than the fact that, oh, look at the fancy lights I've got, look at this fancy lights. Because before you know, you spent 3 hours setting up a shot you could have done in 4 minutes. All right, so let's move on to what I really want to talk about, the biggest change on YouTube, which we're going to see in 2024, and that's long format videos. I've noticed a rise of chill videos, right? You've probably seen these videos where people aren't even talking nowadays. It's just people walking around the wilderness. I think there's Craig Adams, right? And his video hopefully is similar to the video that you're watching right now, where he's just exploring nature. Doesn't really talk. He just lets nature do the talking, just explores it, allows you to see some new locations and stuff like that. There's also people that take it the same kind of feel, but the opposite direction, like Life of RZA, who's doing like vlogs that are very uber cinematic, but at the same time, they have such a personal vlog feel to them, similar to how Casey Neistat videos were, but instead of that fast-paced cut, it's a slow, like melodramatic kind of feel to it. And those videos are resonating. Those videos don't even have SEO ready titles in them. Do you know what I mean? Their titles are just so basic, but the content, the fact that it's a long form video, YouTube's like, okay, let's trial it. And if you get your video trialed by YouTube, if you get your video suggested by YouTube, the chances are gonna explode way more. The craziest thing is, right, it's one of those things now where I think people are using YouTube as not just a Google device anymore. Like, people, obviously, there's gonna be a whole group of people that literally just use YouTube to figure out how to fix something. It's a visual form of Google, right? But now I think we've got this whole new trend of kind of Netflix and chilling on YouTube. Like, I've fell victim to it myself when I'm working, when I'm editing. I'm playing lo-fi beats on the other screen on my laptop or something, just so I can have some music in the background, like a little radio station, while I'm editing, stuff like that. And I feel like, not to say that people ignore these videos, but Life of RZA, Craig Adams, they have this kind of passive feel to them. Like, you can just watch it and just like zone out. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be kind of, oh, pause, what did you say? Pause, what did it say? Do you know what I mean? It's just like a chill flow to it, right? And all her videos are quite long. All Craig Adams videos are quite long. So that's bear in mind. So if you're thinking about, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel in 2024, and you're thinking, oh, but I don't have the budget, because you think you need an expensive camera or expensive microphones, tripods, all that stuff. You need equipment, but it doesn't have to be that expensive. And I'm working on a video at the moment, which is just testing a little cheap camera, just to see if you guys would engage with it, if you would even watch it. If that does well, then it's proof in the pudding right there, you know what I mean? But a lot of people are put off by the fact that, one, it's expensive to start a YouTube channel, according to everybody on YouTube. Two, it takes up a lot of time to make a YouTube video and stuff like that. They can be true, right? But if you're working this format now that people are doing, which is a lot more casual, it's just a little bit more cinematic because they're using more cinematic lenses, but you can do that by getting vintage lenses that cost you like £30 on eBay or something, and you know, you got a nice blurry background, or you got a nice character to the lens. If you can get a lens like that, adapt it to your mirrorless camera that costs you £500 or whatever, then you could make that slow format if you wanted to. And when it comes to time, you'll be spending less time editing on videos like that. It's harder to edit a video that has more cuts in it. It's harder to edit a video to be shorter. Trust me, from all the experience I've had online, it's way easier to just gather some cinematic shots, line them up in a timeline, and let it flow. It's so much harder to cut that down and work to a specific time. It's absolutely near enough impossible to break it down to a specific time. Let's touch on one last form of long format kind of videos that are gonna explode this year, and I think you should really capitalize on it, or at least think about it, right? That's live videos and podcasts. Live videos and podcasts are going to be the next big thing in 2025. So I think 2024 is a time where we should start to dabble in it, right? You probably notice there's a lot more creators right now creating a podcast. You probably notice there's a lot more creators outside of the gaming world that's introducing live streams. So I was watching the Gary Vaynerchuk live stream the other day, and he was live streaming on multiple platforms. He was on TikTok, he was on Instagram, he was on Twitch, I think he was on Facebook, all at the same time, streaming on different devices, right? And he was just doing it as a test, having a conversation with people. And he was looking at the numbers, and you can see the numbers, they grow so much. There's people that don't even know him that just turn up into the thing, like into the live, and then they're, you know, attached to him. Next week they're following him. Live streaming is going to be the way that we introduce new characters to our story. It's the way we introduce a new community, and I think that's something that I need to start thinking about utilizing this year round. I've already started working on a podcast because I feel like talking mediums like this, it's a great way for me to just explode my creative diarrhea, and hopefully some of it may help you guys. But yeah, these are the forms that we should be looking at nowadays. We should not be aiming, even though obviously Mr. Beast is going to do well, of course, but I don't think you should be aiming videos to be like Mr. Beast this year. YouTube is definitely changing, and I think you should change with the tides as well. I think if I was starting a YouTube channel now in 2024, I would definitely just focus on 3 mediums: long format, short format, live stream. Those are the 3 that I would try to focus on this year. The middle ground stuff, those 5-minute videos, I'd still make them, but I wouldn't make them my main content on my channel. I hope there was some gems in this video, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, then please feel free to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're into this kind of knowledge sharing kind of thing. I'd love to have you guys on board, and feel free to leave some comments below. I want your ideas and what you think is going to kick off this year. Tell me some of your ideas of what you think is going to happen, what kind of genres are working, what kind of videos you're actually watching on YouTube, and what you're addicted to, because there's always something that we're addicted to, right? Enough waffling. I hope you've enjoyed this weird format of just listening to it. It's kind of like a podcast, right, in itself, with some of my slow walking visuals in the background. All right, I'll catch you in whichever video I happen to decide upon next. Peace. So, if you've been here before, then you know the way the platform kind of works, or the format, sorry. I'll be doing a bit of talking over the top of some cinematic videos or whatever I've been doing throughout the week. I just find it's a nicer way of doing things than the talking head video, so you can see my boring face the whole time. I think it's a bit nicer to see some scenery while I kind of get my point across. So let's dive in and let's talk about today's subject, and that is starting YouTube. Now, you've probably had this pop up a few times in your lifetime. You've probably been thinking about, well, not in your lifetime, in recent years, you may have thought about starting a YouTube channel. You may be thinking, is starting a YouTube channel even for me? There's so much effort involved, and yeah, I don't want to be a celebrity, and you know, you don't make no money, and all these things. These things will play off in your head. But what I want to do today is just kind of give some clarification to help you guys out a little bit, and just to let you know that starting a YouTube channel is not as bad as you think, and I think everybody should have a YouTube channel, especially in 2024, right? We're in 2024 now. A couple of weeks time, it's going to be 2025, and I don't know if you've seen the stats already, but things are going to be changing. The social media world is already king, and it's about to become supremacy in terms of getting jobs, in terms of dating, for instance. You know what I mean? People will research you online before they meet you in person. They want to know who you are, how you talk, everything like that. They want to know everything before they meet you. They won't even allow you to a job interview next year unless they see who you are as a person. And if you're kind of giving the wrong image, then my goodness. How can YouTube help you in those situations? So what I've done is I've written down 3 key points today that should help you if you're on the fence or thinking about getting a YouTube channel, starting a YouTube channel. So my first point I've written down here on my piece of paper: it helps you with self-expression, it helps you build confidence, and it can sift out your path. Now, all these things have happened for me. I started this YouTube channel in 2017. So it's been a little while now. And yes, I don't have a huge following, and I'm fine with that, right? My whole key point when I first started YouTube my YouTube channel, was just expressing myself. At the time, I was into hiking the mountains. At the time, I was doing photography and just trying to learn the craft from YouTube itself. It was a time period where everybody was jumping and kicking off. Peter McKinnon was just getting big, so everyone was making like photography YouTube channels, and I didn't even know that was a thing at the time when I did it. But yeah, I kind of followed suit in that sense, and I was just expressing my creative self, this newfound love that I had for doing photography. And it's crazy because I feel like there's not a lot of platforms out there nowadays where you can genuinely just have some fun and people don't judge you as hard as you think. Like, sometimes you see some bad comments, but trust me, people don't judge you as hard as you think on YouTube. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. So if you are looking for a platform where you can self-express and it doesn't have to be the best of the best, like say for instance on Instagram, you know, it's always kind of the best work has to be put out there. You're giving out this image of purity, this image of perfection. Whereas on YouTube, you can show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, it's kind of the platform for that, in that sense. Self-expression, having a YouTube channel really, really helps. It also helps you build confidence. If you are a person that you don't feel confident, if you're walking down the street and you don't even feel confident to say hello to people,
Surprisingly, talking to a camera on your own in a bedroom will build so much confidence in you. Like, if you go back to the start of my channel, it's like 6 years ago now, or around that mark, whatever it is, you'll see that I just don't look comfortable talking on camera. My voiceovers don't sound natural. It sounds like I'm boring, just reading from a sheet of paper. Like, there's no character there, and it's not about a character. This is me. How I'm talking now is how I'll talk with all my friends. I just sound like me right now. And my biggest issue when I first started YouTube is I didn't sound like me. You know what I mean? I sounded like someone else I wanted to be or something like that. But over the years, from first video, terrible. Second, terrible. Up to my 15th video, mediocre. After that point, like, I felt I could see my own confidence coming back. And you might be thinking, I don't want to make videos for people to see me looking awkward on YouTube. You don't have to. You can make videos and just leave them private and just watch them back yourself. You can look at it back and you'll be like, you know what? I can see here I'm a little bit, my face goes down here, my eyes go, I sit up straight, I can talk. Minor points, I know I'm getting into it, but they're minor things. And believe it or not, the more and more you talk on camera, the more you physically make those muscles work with your lungs and your lips, you become more confident. And the more you can start to hear your own voice sound like your own voice when you talk and not sound like some weirdo when you play it back, trust me, you'll just gain that confidence. And it's crazy now that that confidence kind of oozes out. When I'm walking down the street now, I feel happy to just say hello to someone. How you doing? Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely normal. Like, but before I'll be a little bit timid like that. So it really helps with confidence in every aspect. If you've got a job interview, stuff like that, then you know how you kind of look to other people now because you've been recording yourself on camera. So yeah, someone ever tells you, you can just boost your confidence a little bit, do that in secret. Just record it, put it private, never make it go live, just watch it back. Trust me, the process of doing it, the effort that you have to put into it will reap its own rewards afterwards. The final point I put in the point 1 was you can sift out your pathway. Now, if you're like me, and I know a lot of creative people are, I'm now in my mid-30s now, and even in my 20s, it was the same situation. I was always bouncing from different ideas of what I want to be. I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be a cinematographer. I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be a film composer. I wanted to, you know what I mean? There's just so many different things you think that you have a career path in, and maybe you have the skill set, but you're just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The great thing about YouTube is even if you are doing that in the background, but you're still consistently making videos every single week, you're creating this weird like backbone in the background that you're not even realizing is there. And then when you go back and you look at your footages and you look at your videos from the past and you analyze your whole channel as a whole, it can really siphon out and sift the true message that you was trying to get across all that time. You're trying to teach people, or you're trying to communicate with people a certain way. It will always come out. It's crazy, but over the years, these things will just develop and that will just happen. It's a good way if you are trying to figure out yourself in life. Having a YouTube channel can actually help assist with that. I know it sounds wild, but trust me, I'm just talking from my own experience. It really can help. Which brings me on to my segue of point number 2. I've written down here that it can help you get jobs. It's a digital CV. It shows commitment and it shows skills. Having a YouTube channel really does do that. And on the first point there, it can help you get jobs. Let me give you an example of my own life experience here now. The craziest thing when having a YouTube channel or any kind of social media, we know now when we sit down for an interview, those people that you're sat opposite, they've typed your name into Google and they've seen what's come back. They've clicked on every link. They've clicked on every picture, they've read your captions, they've clicked on your videos, they've listened to your content, they've seen what your content is. Now it either works for them or it don't work with them. It resonates or it doesn't resonate. Do you know what I mean? But the point is, they can see that and say, oh, you know what? This is actually crazy. This Charlie guy, he's been making a video every single week, 7 years. Every single week he's had to color grade. Every single week he's had to edit his videos. Every single week he's had to record his voiceovers. Every single week he's had to get out with a camera in the cold and do something. That shows commitment. And it's crazy, but I went to a job interview and that happened. It got brought up and I got the job. All because of that, you know, just having a YouTube channel. And that was in the early years. Do you know what I mean? So it's just crazy what can happen. Not to mention external things as well. So it can work in the sense that companies can reach out to you in that way. Or you can be talking to a company and they'll be like, oh, you got any kind of evidence of your work? And then you can show YouTube and it can kind of, you know, help you get some work, get some jobs. It could be a videography thing, it could be a photo thing, you could be an artist that paints pictures. Whatever it is you do on YouTube, it can really help gain you something afterwards. Not to say that, you know, you're doing it only for the gains or the celebrity status or whatever, but, you know, it is what it is. It goes hand in hand sometimes with these things. And like I was saying, it works as a digital CV. Like, it is something. Oh god, that's nice. Busters, sorry. Yeah, it works as a digital CV. It's really hard to say for me, but people will look at it as, okay, you know what? This is the skill set this individual has. And yeah, it's a good reason to have a YouTube channel, just even if you're going to use it as a portfolio. Which brings me on to my final point here. Point number 3. I've written down here that you can pocket money, like pocket money. You can start a career, you can get free gear, and start a business. Now, all of those 4 things I've just said inside of this number 3 here has happened for me. When I first started my YouTube channel, it was making 0, and I mean absolutely penniless AdSense for, I think, 8 months. Obviously, you're going to hit a criteria first before you can start earning money. But even when it started earning money, I was getting like 15 pence a month. I know it's kind of funny. Never expect to pay the rent on AdSense anyway. AdSense is always going to be just pocket money. And that's why I said pocket money. Because if you're making YouTube and you don't really care about it financially, it's not a big business thing for you, you're just trying to express yourself, you're trying to build that confidence, you can get some free pocket money while you're doing it. Like, it's not a lot of money, but AdSense will pay some cash, you know what I mean? And if you have a big following or a lot of audience members, then that little bit of cash ends up being a larger pot of cash. And then it can spawn a career for you. You can start teaching online, you can build a website and do one-on-one sessions, or go do a big talking speech or whatever at some event, or you can go to some event and paint pictures, or whatever it is that you do. You could be a guy that arranges flowers and you can go to a flower competition and host it, or do you know what I mean? All these crazy things can come from just having a YouTube channel, just having a place where you just talk to camera and just talk about things that you enjoy doing. It's crazy. Not to mention, companies will reach out. I've had so many companies reach out to me since I've started a YouTube channel. Good ones, bad ones, major ones, tiny ones. They will work with you, they will pay you to make videos, they will send you free gear. And before you know, that small little AdSense pocket money will develop into something that you can start to pay rent with, something that you can start to buy a new car with, something that you can put a deposit down on a house with. Like, it's crazy. And not to mention, you can start your own business. Now, look at my YouTube channel. It's not huge. I've got under 10,000 subscribers. And I found a way that I can make money on YouTube beyond AdSense. You can sell digital products online. You can sit down and have one-on-one sessions with people, training tutorials. You can do sponsored reviews. You can do products reviews and stuff like that. And you can make a fair bit of money off this thing if you wanted it to be that way. It doesn't have to be a business for you, but it's just one of those things I have to let you know. You can make a business from this platform. So those are my kind of 3 little points here to kind of tell you that going into YouTube is not a bad thing. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let me just say that again. There's nothing to lose by having a YouTube channel, but there's everything to gain. I suppose the only thing you will lose out on is the time that you have to put into making the videos. But think about it, right? You could be doing that while you're on your commute. You could be commuting to work right now on the train, on the bus, and you could be on ChatGPT creating a script for a video. You could be recording the voiceover to that video and using noise cancellation so you can't hear all the crowds of people in the background. And then you could be recording your travel as you're doing it and layering it over the top like this video. You might be thinking, oh, nobody's gonna watch a video like that, but you're watching this one. If you got to this point, then it's proof in the pudding, right? Do you know what I mean? You can utilize that free time that you waste on other things to create something for YouTube. Just put it online and you never know what happens. I mean, I actually know people that have just thrown shorts online, not the ones you put around your legs, like short videos, and like, they've blown up, and now they're making a lot of money from that. Like this, it's wild. Like what you can gain from YouTube is incredible, but you will never know unless you just put something out there once. Just try it, give it a go. What's there to lose? It isn't a bad choice, and it's going to help you regardless. So that's my video for today. I hope it helped. If there is some words of wisdom there, please do subscribe, hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm, you know how it goes. And please do comment below. I encourage everybody to hit me up in the comments. Let's just get talking. It's nice to see where people are at. And if you are interested in starting a YouTube channel, but you just don't know the basics on how to get started, then I'm sure I've got a video on my channel on how to do it, or just reach out to me and we can just organize a chat of some kind. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace and love. Let's talk about subscribers. Now, when you first start beginning or building your YouTube channel, you're always met with these certain metrics, right? These certain numbers, these ratios, these algorithms. And one of the major metrics that's always discussed is subscribers. We have this thing told to us, or this thing in our mind, that the more subscribers you have, the more beneficial it is for you. The least amount of subscribers you have, the least opportunities that you have. And I think in one aspect that's true, but going into 2025, and this is important, it's not as true as you may think. So a lot of people get put off. They think, wow, it's taken me 5 months to get to 100 subscribers. It's taken me a year to get to 1,000 subscribers, or beyond, or less. Everybody's journey is a little bit different, but please do not face your kind of future on YouTube through subscribers. And I'll tell you this because now I think I've reached about 7,100 subscribers. So I'm not even at that 10K mark. And you might be thinking, well, why am I listening to you then? Because I'm going to give you some advice here that's kind of helped me, because I thought many times, do I even continue on this journey with this little amount of growth? And the answer, in short, is hell yeah. Keep on pushing, because I've got 7,000 subscribers, right? All the things I'm going to be telling you about today, all the things that's happened for me on my channel, has happened pre 7,000. I'm talking 500 subscribers, 600 subscribers, just past the 1,000 mark. You know what I mean? All these wild things that were happening. And let's dive into it, right? So I've written a few notes down here on my little pad that I'd like to discuss. And let's just discuss, first of all, what is it that subscribers do for us? Right, so initially subscribers give us that kind of perceived popularity, right? And that increases our chances of brands reaching out to us. Now, obviously, it goes hand in hand. If you're seen, then you're seen, right? So brands are gonna be like, look at this guy. He's growing, he's doing well. Let's reach out to him, see if he'll work with us, right? Also, it will help you with the growth of your AdSense. So the more you get seen, the more views you get. Not necessarily the more subscribers you get, but normally the more views you get, the more subscribers will build with that. And obviously the more views you get, the more AdSense you get. So they kind of go hand in hand. If you grow more subscribers, brands will see you, tend to reach out to you, then you can earn some money. If you grow more subscribers, other people will see that you're getting more subscribers, you'll get more views hand in hand, and you'll end up getting more money. So in reality, having more subscribers increases your chances of getting more money directly from YouTube. Now, this is not saying all the other things you can do in the background to gain money on YouTube, but that's a whole different video. But we're just discussing what subscribers can achieve for you, right? Let's talk about the audio channel that I've built. Already on that audio channel, I've had 6 or 7 brands reach out to me to collaborate. I haven't collaborated with any of them yet. Actually, that's a lie. I have technically collaborated because one of the brands sent me over some plugins to use, and I've been using some of their plugins in some of the videos that I've been making for that channel. Still not to be released, but for that channel. And I'm at 130 subscribers as of this video on that particular channel. And you might be thinking, 130 subscribers, how in the world did did a brand even find you? And this is the thing, right? It's kind of making yourself seen or doing the opposite and purposely reaching out to the brands you want to be seen by. Once again, that's a whole different video. We are talking about subscribers today, so let's keep on topic. But yeah, I think the most proactive thing to do if you are trying to get onto YouTube and build a business and you think that subscribers will do that for you, then I think you're kind of mistaken. I think the first thing you got to do is treat YouTube like a business. And in order to make people aware of you, you have to reach out physically to them and offer your expertise, offer your skill set, and then let them make a decision whether they want to work with you or not, and whether they want to pay you or not, or whatever. Which kind of brings me on to my next segue here, that brands, they won't pay for you straight away if you have lower subscribers. So think that in mind. If you've got, say, 0 to 500 subscribers, chances are the brands that are reaching out to you will not give you any monetary transfer. Like transferring of money will not happen between you guys. Let's face it. I mean, you might be lucky and it might happen, but what normally happens is a brand will reach out to you and they'll say, hey, would you like to use our product? Would you make a video about it? You get to keep the product in the end. Now, technically, you're not being paid, but you're being paid because you get to keep the product. If that product is something that, say, you would use daily, which is hopefully why you're accepting it, then boom, you didn't have to pay for it. Therefore, it's technically a free device that you probably would have paid for down the line eventually. Other than that, after the certain amount of months or whatever the contract you got with that particular brand, you could then go on to sell that product on eBay and make some money off it. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people are probably going to do that. As your subscriber count obviously grows, then obviously your growth will impact which brands reach out to you and what deals happens with those brands. Lastly, to talk about brands, I don't want to just bang on about brands. We are talking about subscriber counts and how much they matter. But I've written down here that brands look for people that they don't have to pay out for. You know what I mean? And they're doing it tactically to secure their future with you. Now, a lot of time what happens is, as we've got these kind of 0 to 20 subscribers, these 20 to 500 subscribers, depending on how fast we're growing, if it's a slow growth, then chances are brands probably might not see you. But if you're growing quite quickly, let's say you've got 500 subscribers in 3 months, that's classed as a fast growth, right? Then brands are technically probably higher chances to kind of see you because you're probably on that recommended list up on YouTube. And they will look for people like you. They're going to look for people like you because if they get to you in an early stage and they give you some products, you then start creating videos for those products. You then automatically get associated with that brand on YouTube. And then in the future, when you're exploded and you're huge and your channel's massive, more than likely you're going to work with that brand again and be pretty nice to that brand. So let's tie that back into how subscribers matter or don't matter. In 2025, there's going to be an influx of these particular brands that are out there looking for nano creators. They got all these names for things, nano creators, micro creators and whatnot. There's always numbers to it, go and Google it. But they're looking for the creators that haven't really blown up yet, so that it can kind of sink their teeth into. So if you're thinking, I'm not going to start a YouTube channel because it's going to take me forever to get subscribers, or I've started a YouTube channel and I ain't building any subscribers, so I'm never going to go nowhere with this. Just bear in mind, if you've got 1 subscriber, then you can get 2. And then it will go on and it will go on. But the point is, there is companies out there looking for these smaller creators to just promote to their smaller audience, in the hope that in the future that could roll out and explode. And it does happen. It happens very, very often out there. So in hindsight, do subscribers actually matter? The truth is they do, and they also do not. It's very much so a perceived thing. Like, maybe people might avoid your channel if they see you've got less subscribers. If they see that you've got less views, they might go and click on another video because they think that the video's better or more interesting. That's really annoying about having low subscribers. So in that case, yes, subscribers matter, try and get them to be boosted. And I'm going to be making a video about how you can increase your metrics daily and weekly to increase subscriber counts or increase view counts. So stay tuned for that particular video. But then once again, say if you do have a bit more subscribers, like my channel, for instance, now 7,000 subscribers, but then my view count has been dropping down because I've been trying to find my way again, or my realm. I won't call it a niche, because niche would imply that you're only doing one singular thing, and I never want to do just one singular thing. I'd like to be in a realm of things, if you know what I mean. Then it can kind of work against you as well. People thinking, oh, he's got this amount of subscribers, but look at the tiny views. His content must be terrible. So it's a really weird one. But what I will say, if you could take anything from it, is don't rely on subscriber counts, sorry. Because before you reach AdSense level, before you reach 1,000 subscribers, I promise you, you can make more money on YouTube, outside of YouTube, but connecting it, than you would when you get AdSense. Because when you get AdSense, you keep pushing and pushing for these 1,000 subscribers, and then suddenly you realize, oh my goodness, I'm getting 15 pence a week. 15 pence a week. That's what I was on the first time I got monetized. 15 pence a week. It's absolutely incredibly silly. So yeah, it's all about encouragement. Don't stop because the subscribers aren't building up. There's always other things that can happen, and subscribers, believe it or not, they come and they go. It's just the way it goes. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Finding the right look when shooting log can be tough, but transferring the colors of your camera into the cameras they use on Netflix shows and movies can help kickstart your videos. This conversion pack does just that. And I'm giving it away free to one lucky subscriber every single week. All you need to do is hit subscribe and download the free LUT on my store. Links on my channel. Alright, so we're going back to an old format here. I'm getting a bit tired of talking head videos, so instead I'm going to talk over some visuals of me exploring and taking photos. Alright, let's go. Now, I actually get this come up quite often with people that I know. They ask me how my YouTube's going, does it make me any money, do I lose money, is it worth the time and effort, and ultimately they tell me they would love to start a channel themselves, but they don't have the time, money, or know-how. Now, I can't answer all those questions in this video, as each one would take a while, but let's just address the last statement. I would love to start a channel, but I don't have the know-how. What's really being said here is I don't think I have what it takes. And the truth is, you're right. You don't. No one does. Well, not for a while anyway. No one can just dive into this new made-up career and generate an income in the first day. Well, maybe some can, but I definitely could not. So let's first address the big old elephant in the room. You. Savage. Before you start a channel, you need to be able to answer a few quick questions, but here's two main ones. Question 1. Do you want to start YouTube to make a career or to express your hobbies and voice? And question 2. What's your subject and what can people expect? That's it. The answers to those questions will guide you onto the next one, which is, how much time weekly will I put into this? Trust me, write these down and answer them later as you listen to this video. It will help you a lot with your tactics moving forward from this point on. So let's say you already know what videos you want to make. You just need the channel, the gear, and the know-how. Like I said, in this video, we're focusing on the beginning, the day one. And you may be thinking, easy. Just make a YouTube channel, right? Let me tell you, the truth is a little more detailed than just that. Let's break down a list of all the things you need, and then I'll jump in and give reasons as to why I would suggest them in the first place. Alright, number 1, sign up for YouTube. You'll need an email account connected to a Google account. This could be a personal account or one you made to start YouTube in the first place. Number 2, make another email account. Yeah, a second one to the one you just made, and call it something that would make sense for inquiries afterwards. Number 3, get downloading some free softwares. Write these ones down: DaVinci Resolve or CapCut, Canva, TubeBuddy, and ChatGPT. Number 4, it's optional at this point, but you will need to find a supplier of royalty-free music to avoid as many copyright strikes as possible. I'm using Artlist right now. So these 4 points will give you a jump start, and I mean it, a real big jump start in the YouTube world. If these things were around when I first started this channel, I would have made twice the amount of content I made in my first year. So let's dive in and break all these things down. Number 1 is default. You need a Google account. You need a Google account to start YouTube. In fact, you need a Google account to eat and breathe at this point in life. It's a default. Number 2, this is your security in a way. This is the email address you will make public if you wish to communicate with brands, sponsors, other YouTubers, or your own audience. And you want this completely separate to any personal accounts, trust me. You will be shocked how many emails you'll be getting through that inbox. Okay, number 3, free softwares. This is one I'd say go and do right now. Like literally pause this video, open a new tab, and just begin the downloads, and I'll keep on talking in the background for you just to assist you along. These are absolutely necessary, and I am not sure how long they'll be free for, so get cracking. All right, let's talk video editing software, and we have DaVinci Resolve and CapCut. DaVinci Resolve is one I'd recommend, as it's an industry standard software out there right now with all the bells and whistles. I have no idea how this software is even free. I could make about 60 videos on teaching people the beginner basics of DaVinci Resolve. Yes, it can go deep, but also I think it's a smart choice to dive into to start to learn, because it's going to help you so much in the future. The second one is CapCut. Now this is a bit more for you mobile phone users out there, because it's a full editing suite made for mobile phones, but there's also a desktop version as well, but it's a bit more simplified. It's kind of drag and drop some music on there, and you're pretty much done. So if you're mobile, if you're not by a laptop and you've just got your phone, CapCut may be the one for you. Or if you're making short videos, kind of makes sense. Let's move on to a software called Canva. Now, I believe you can get a desktop version of this, but most people will just use the actual website and sign in. Now, this software is the backbone of your new YouTube channel. It's full of free presets, so sign up and in the search bar type in YouTube, and you will see it has so many templates for thumbnails, channel banners, logos, and profile photos. You don't have to use them how they are, but remember, these templates are already created with the right size and dimension in mind. Now, if I had this when I first started my channel, it would have saved me so much time. It literally took me just over a week to get my banners up, to get my profile picture, to get my little logo icons and all those things sorted. Whereas Canva now can make it so easy, and you'll be finished within the first day that you start. That's kind of a guarantee. So I would definitely say check out Canva. It's something that I use in every single video for my thumbnails and fonts with inside videos. Next software is a software called TubeBuddy. Now this one's a little bit different. It's an add-on for Google Chrome, so you may need to download Google Chrome if you're not a user of it. So what it does, it will visually display all the hidden secrets YouTube isn't showing you, like tags on videos, which videos are performing best on someone's channel, thumbnail viewing, not to mention SEO assistance and video titling suggestions. Once you install it, it will do the rest and latch itself all over your YouTube account and give you endless insights to boost your growth. It's a very, very smart choice, and I think it's a must. And finally, you've probably heard of it before, ChatGPT. Is it ChatGPT or ChatGPT? Let's go with GPT. This software is taking over. Go on, ask any content creator right now if they use it, and the answer will be, duh, of course. ChatGPT is an AI website or an app for your phone that allows you to ask it questions, and I mean, you can ask it anything. You just need to know the best way to communicate with it. But once you do, And I will make a whole video dedicated to using it for YouTube and stuff like that. But once you do learn how to communicate with ChatGPT, it won't be long before it's coming up with multiple video ideas in your niche, thumbnail suggestions, title ideas, tags, descriptions. It can even write your whole year schedule to keep you from running dry with ideas. It's absolutely ridiculous. Install it on your phone right now as you're watching this video. Unless you're watching it on your phone. In that case, write it down somewhere, put it in your notes, I don't know. And finally, let's move on to number 4, the 4th point. And this, like I said before, it is optional, but I think it's wise to pay attention to this part. And that is signing up for a royalty-free platform. I use Artlist, I'm not pushing it on you, but it's just my choice. Now, what they do is allow you to use music from real artists in your videos without getting a copyright strike. At first you might think, this doesn't even matter because I'm not going to make money from AdSense straight away anyway. AdSense is the Google company that pays you for the views that you make on YouTube, by the way. The problem is, if you have a copyright strike, all the money goes to the artist and you get nada. But you also get penalized. As much as YouTube will not admit it, you will get shadow banned. Meaning, if you keep getting copyright strikes, YouTube will punish you and put Charlie in the corner facing the wall. And all those potential viewers who you would have had come and view your content or got your content suggested to them will have now got suggestions from your competitors for the next few months. It's kind of crazy. And you can see this in your views. The next 2 or 3 videos you post after a strike will have significantly lower views. Now, use this as good practice. I know you have to reach a certain amount of subscribers and view time hours before AdSense will pay you, but if your videos have a copyright strike, reaching that point will feel absolutely impossible. And if and when you do reach the criteria, the videos with strikes will never earn you money, no matter how many thousands of views you get. So save yourself some future stress and really consider a royalty-free music provider. And this is where I'm going to end this video. If it's been a wealth of information, then please hit subscribe and like the video so you can come back to it and it will help you find more of my content in the future. If you know a friend or anyone that's been running their mouths about starting a YouTube channel, then send this to them. It might actually help them as well. All right then, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey. So if you're new to the channel, let me explain the whole method that I do here, my methodology of what's going on with this video. Yes, you'll hear my voice talking over some kind of footage in the background of some past experiences that I've had, some places I've explored. I just feel like it's better than a talking head. Gets you guys bored of seeing my ugly face. But it's also kind of like a podcast. So sit back, relax if you will, enjoy some visuals and just take a listen to some of the points that I kind of want to get across. All right. Right, so today's video is talking about a video style that I think you guys should try. This is kind of like what I call the anti-hype. Like this year especially, and the year before, we've seen a massive influx of this crazy, sporadic, insane, wild animals of creators that are jumping online, and they're so expressive and they just have so much energy. Not a bad thing at all, but I'm just seeing that it's kind of creating a clean sweep for all the brand new creatives, especially the young people, right? So I say the young people like I'm really old, but yeah, a lot of younger people getting into, say, YouTube, they're taking on this whole TikTok mentality, and it's kind of everything has to be short, snappy, sweet kind of thing, and it's fine. This Mr. Beast mentality where it kind of has to be kind of aggressively in your face kind of thing. But the beautiful thing about that is it's creating a gap in the market right now. Everybody's going for that hyped thing, and everyone's having this weird, crazy fulfillment in a short period of time, and there's a big lack of substance content. That's what I like to call it, content that's a little bit more long-winded, a little bit more flowy. Like when you sit down to watch a Netflix program, when you sit down to watch a movie, imagine if that movie was just like bang, everything blowing up in your face straight away. Wow, that's Fast and Furious, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, those things have their place, but a lot of the time you'd like a film to unravel itself a little bit nicer, a little bit sweeter, a little bit smoother. You want to be drawn into the story and then come to your own conclusions. You just don't have the time for that in a really crazy, sporadic form of content. So, let me talk about, maybe I'm being too long-winded for you right now, but let me talk about kind of a video style that I think you guys should try. Now, I've been doing it for a little while now. There's some artists out there that do it on a different kind of aspect, like Life of Reza, for instance. She's got this whole melodic, nice flowing cinematic videos with some voiceovers, some talking to camera in a vlog style. Really like that. And what I'm talking about today is, I don't know if you've seen some of these artists. Well, I'll try and pop some pictures on the screen of their channels if I can right now. But some of these artists, they are kind of creating content where they're not even talking. It's just subtitles at the bottom. Finding the right look when shooting log can be tough. But transferring the colors of your camera into the cameras they use on Netflix shows and movies can help kickstart your videos. This conversion pack does just that. And I'm giving it away free to one lucky subscriber every single week. All you need to do is hit subscribe and download the free LUT on my store. Links on my channel. So it's forcing you to read, which is holding your attention. You know what I mean? Others, they do voiceovers like what I'm doing now with some nice relaxing backgrounds. Some people are just hiking in the backgrounds and they're not doing any voiceovers, just nature holding your attention. Either way, this video style, although right now isn't huge, I think it's going to be one of those video styles that stands the test of time. Like we always talk about green content or evergreen content. I apologize for the sirens in the background. But I truly believe this slow, methodical way of filming, shooting, and performing on YouTube or getting your point across will have more legs to it than the short-term content stuff. Because as people get older, we all mellow. Like, it's just what happens, right? All these people that are crazy, these wild people right now, all these Mr. Beast fans, they're eventually gonna get a bit older. Mr. Beast himself may slow down. I don't know. It might be tough for him. He might just have to, retire on an all-time high. But the point is, we all age, and as we age, we mellow out. And then I found it myself. Like, I used to love certain types of music, right? And now when I sit down and listen to music, I don't know, I zone out. I listen to film scores and I just relax. And I watch a lot of videos on YouTube right now where it's just people, like POV views of people just walking the streets, taking pictures in Tokyo and stuff like that, like really slow, methodical. But this is what I'm trying to say. I think if you're in a bit of a rut right now on your YouTube channel, you make content that is close to that. Maybe you do some tutorials online, you do some reviews, but you would like to get into content that's a little bit longer and you don't have to be so pressurized directly onto camera. I think having a long form, slow, day-to-day kind of video will really help. And I mean, like, just shoot yourself from a third perspective, put a camera on a tripod, you go and do your everyday like you normally would, shoot the video, but you're just not talking to that camera. Let some music play in the background, very, very similar to what you're seeing right now on this video. And I believe it's a niche right now, and I think it's something that that will stand the test of time. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm going to call it the anti-hype technique, because you're doing the opposite on purpose to what's really kicking off on the algorithm right now. It could be a foolish thing to do, but people get tired. The algorithm's going to change. It's going to pick up something else. And I do truly believe that 2025 is going to hit an absolute peak for this crazy, wild entertainment, explosive entertainment. For 5 minutes of your life, your mind is just being attacked with subtitles, with loud voices, with explosions, with people up in your face, with jokes, with pranks. And you're just going to crave, towards the end of 2025, some content that will just ease you out of that madness that you had to deal with. And then you're going to find this content here. So get on it. Get on the curve. Help these people out in the future. Be a nice creative. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say today. Keep your eyes out. for video styles that you think can be evergreen styles in the future, or just things that you enjoy watching yourself. If you enjoy watching it, someone else will as well. Trust me, don't think that, oh, I like it, but no one else likes it. It's too niche. Trust me, everyone else, or not everyone else, a lot of people are gonna like it. If you like it, especially as a creative, other creators will watch it. Yeah. All right. If you felt this kind of helpful in any which way, please hit subscribe, hit the like button. You know it helps with the algorithm. And leave a comment below. We've got to keep talking. We've got to keep communicating. Every comment helps, good or bad. So please leave a comment. And I guess I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey, so if you're new to the channel, let me just break down quickly the way that I format these videos. So I'll be doing some B-roll in the background while I give you kind of my message that I've been thinking this week over the top. And this week I've been kind of honing in the idea of when you first start a YouTube channel, is it even possible to make money pre 1K subscribers, or you're just reaching that 1K subscriber mark? Let's say you've got 1,020 subscribers, you've just broken through the AdSense. Can you make money that's actually kind of beneficial and not that money that's just a few pennies? So let's dive in. First of all, I think the bottom line, or the easiest answer to say, is you can make money. The quantity of that money though really differs on what you're doing. So I'm going to give you kind of examples of what I've achieved myself through having a YouTube channel for all these years so far. So when I first got my 1,000 subscribers, obviously then I could then apply for the whole AdSense and that kind of scheme. And over the next 6 months after that point, it started to build up. But even once it's built up, my first couple of weeks were getting 15 pence a week on AdSense. Sometimes I would get £1 a month if I was lucky. Do you know what I mean? And then it slowly crept up. I think I was stuck on £11 a month on AdSense for 2 years nearly before it started to creep up even further than that. So don't use this as a thing to put you off. It is still money, like, you know what I mean? But all I'm saying is, if you think in your head that, I've got to reach 1,000 subscribers, and then after that, it will just keep growing and keep growing. Well, technically it would, but if you're only growing at 50 pence a month, then, I mean, is that even growth? By the time, 3 months comes by and you can just about afford a Big Mac meal, maybe a large one, you know what I mean? It's not really adequate. So let's talk about other things. You can make money, a lot more money than that, before you even reach 1,000 subscribers. So let's just delete AdSense for a second. Let's not even talk about it. Let's say right now you've got 300 subscribers. Let's increase it. Let's say you've got 300 to 500 subscribers. What can you do at this point now to earn more money this month than you would in a year of AdSense? The simple answer is, you've got to create your own product line. Now, before you click off and think, oh, I'm not doing that, I don't want to bother to do that. There's two different ways of doing this here, right? At 500 subscribers or below, you can still reach out to companies. Now, brands aren't really going to be jumping over the hedges and everything to try and get you right now, but you can reach out to brands with inside your realm of creativity. So say if you just make videos about growing plants in your house or whatever, you could reach out to a specific bespoke plant pot company. Do you know what I mean? Or if you're making candles, you can reach out to a company that make extremely nice handcrafted holders for candles. Whatever it could be, you could reach out to them and say, look, this is my market, this is my audience, we're growing. I would love to demonstrate your products on my channel, and I'd love to have them in the background. Chances are, believe it or not, if you reach out to them, they'll send you over a product. They're probably not going to sponsor your video. That's going to come later in life, right? They won't sponsor it, but they will be sending you out a product, and they'll kind of say to you, okay, you have to show it in this amount of videos, blah, blah, blah. And then after all that disappears and you start to grow, you can either keep that product, and that's kind of monetary in the sense that, you probably was going to buy these props for your channel anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have a handcrafted one, or you can then sell that on. This could be an expensive item. And this is what happened to me for my first year years on YouTube when I was building that 1,000 subscribers. I had so many companies reaching out to me, sending me things, sending me this, sending me that. It tended to be like lenses for cameras and stuff like that. Once I've done my videos, once I've finished the contract with whatever we said how long I would have the items for, I would just sell them on, or I would use it as a giveaway on my channel to build more subscribers and things like that. And you can generate some decent cash from that. Also, you've got 500 subscribers, right? Or 300 or 100. You could create your own website and create a product. I'm not sure what your channel is doing, but let's just say, for instance, it's what we said earlier, growing plants in your house. People might think, well, what product could I make with that? You can make an ebook. A quick ebook on this is the best way to grow seeds the fastest way at home. I found this hack that can grow all my seeds within a month or whatever. I don't know, grow my seeds. I don't know what the technical terms are for those things, but digital products is where you really want to be. Do not go down the physical product route. And I'll say it again, do not go down the physical product route until you're 5,000 subscribers plus, because it's going to cost you money. You want to kind of do something that doesn't cost you money, but costs you time at this point. So if you can make a digital product, it could just be an in-depth little workshop book that will help anybody that wants to grow peppers, that wants to grow carrots, tomatoes, something quite niche like a lemon or something like that. I don't know. But if you make a book for it, people will download it, people will use it. You can also make an audio book. People will download it, people will listen to it. You can charge them £1 for this item. Think about it. If you had 3 items on your store, you're selling them for £2 each, and you've got 500 subscribers, and I don't know, 25 of those subscribers purchased that item. Already in that 1 month, you would have made more than you could make in a year, possibly, on AdSense if you stayed with the same growth pattern. Do you know what I mean? You just got to think of what you can do and who you can put it to. And believe it or not, the people that watch your videos, they're watching your videos because they find you interesting or because you've gave them some knowledge. And if they subscribe to your channel, it means that they trust the knowledge that you gave them. So they want to come back for more tips like that in the future. So the chances are they might be interested in some of the products that you can sell because it might benefit them and help them in their lives. Just saying. And my final thing I will say that you can do, now this isn't really before the 1,000 subscribers, but it is definitely afterwards, but you can make subscriptions. Now there's a lot of websites out there that allow you now to create subscriptions. When I first started my YouTube channel, there was nothing out there like that, but you could start a subscription basis. Basically what you can do is you can just do a lot of behind the scenes videos. You can give away some of your products on a subscription basis, and once the subscription's over, they no longer have access to your products and stuff like that. These are things that you can do before 1,000 subscribers if you've got a website. After 1,000 subscribers, I think you can start to do the whole joining subscription thing on YouTube itself. I'm not sure if it's 1,000 subscribers, it might be further on than that. I haven't set mine up yet, but that's also another way of making an income on a lower subscriber count. Yeah, short video today. I hope it helped you. It's just some insights that, you know what, you don't need to be a huge subscriber to earn regular money on YouTube, and you definitely do not need to focus on going down the AdSense route. There's other ways to do it. There's shortcuts out there that can really push you forward. If you found it interesting, hit the like. If you want to hear more, hit subscribe. And I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Peace and love. So here's the conundrum, and I want you to just entertain this idea, because I think if you entertain this and you get to the end of this video, you will realize what my point is, and I think it will make you a better content creator. Seriously. Imagine YouTube set you a bar. They set you a boundary to work with. Every month you have to upload 1 video minimum. That one particular video has to reach above 1,000 views within 1 week, minimum. If you do not achieve these every single month, YouTube will take away your ability to post online. Now, if you're like me, who's planning to use YouTube as some sort of catapult for the future, something that you can invest in, something that could eventually become a form of income or a passive form of income, then these stats would hinder you greatly, right? So you should be passionate about this subject, because I'm not saying I have any insider knowledge here, but I'm just saying I've seen a little thing here. Not with YouTube, but I've seen some other platforms that are doing similar things. If you're not active on their platform, if you're not posting on their platform and getting good enough results, they kind of punish you. I'm not sure they'll completely cancel you, but what if they take away your ability to earn AdSense? Imagine that. There you go, there's your growth gone straight away. What if they start to shadow ban you? I'm not sure if you know what shadow banning is, but it's where a certain company behind the scenes will start pulling your videos, will start pulling your online engagement away from your particular audience and hold it back so that they could vet it a little bit more, so they can check it out kind of thing. And if it lives up to their standards, then they'll unblacklist you in the background and allow your content to go out there. Imagine if they do that. Imagine that. So my question is, if they did that to you, what would you do about it? What type of content would you make? Would it be a talking head, a montage, a tutorial? Because whatever you make is gonna need to retain enough attention, it's gonna retain enough watch time hours, it's gonna make sure it gets you 1,000 views, so it has to be something kind of punchy and triggering enough on the system for people to even click on it in the first place. So, what video would you make? What mark would you leave? How would you ensure people click on it? How would you promote it? These are all really, really important questions.
All right, let's try again. It's very, very windy today, but it's the best day that we've had out here so far. There's a photograph that I took a few years ago, about 4 years ago now, when my baby, my eldest daughter, was really, really small. I'm in the same location today, and my hope is to try and recreate the same family photo we took many years ago, but now with my daughter older, and I've got 2 more children since then. So I thought it'd be cool to bring you guys along on something a little bit personal, just to see how it goes. I think it's a bit silly because the kids have been crying so much. They're in the car crying already. Hopefully being out in the nature will change that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna pop my little action camera on me and do a bit of a POV of just trying to get those family moments. So you're gonna see the good and the bad of being out in locations like this. So you're gonna see the finished image, it's gonna look beautiful, I hope, but it's the journey we take to get there that matters, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching it, then it actually made it online. If you're not watching it, then I'm watching it personally at home. Enjoy.
So let me dive in here while we watch me struggle trying to take pictures of my kids and just tell you what I think I would do every single month if that was me in that situation. I'm in that situation personally because I've put myself in that situation. I've said to myself, right, listen, if you upload a video now, I want every single video that you upload this year, Charlie, 2024, to have meaning. I want it to help people, I want it to inspire people, and I want it to be a content that anybody can kind of click on and just feel like, you know what, that's actually a kind of engaging subject. Enough to watch a few minutes of it. Even a few minutes just to boost the algorithm. And my goal is to try and get above that 1,000 views each week for those videos as a threshold now. So you can keep following the channel, you can subscribe if you want, and you can see if I'm actually adhering to that every single week. Here's my answers to the questions I've been asking. First of all, I think point number 1, I think most importantly, I'd start to figure out a video that is impactful. I feel like whatever video you put out there, if it's once a month, it needs to be impactful. It needs to not only have a message that maybe adheres to your channel's ethos, right? So it needs to be very, very aligned with your channel, because this is trimming the fat down, right? This is just one video a month. So this thing needs to be really tuned into your goal, your mission as a YouTube channel, but it needs to leave an impact. Now that could be a tutorial video. Tutorials, they help people, but once someone watches a tutorial, they tend to watch it once and then it disappears, right? Sometimes when people watch inspirational videos, for instance, motivational speeches, stuff like that, you can come back to it. It inspires you, uplifts you again. You keep repeating until eventually you feel strong enough to do so. That's kind of not really where I want to go, but that's what I feel like my videos should have, that kind of aura, that should have that kind of feel, so that when you come onto these videos, they impact you in a way that helps you progress in some way. That's my goal on this channel. For instance, this video is talking about this medium. It's talking about YouTube. It's not telling you how to grow, no. But what it is telling you, and what it is giving you, is a platform, right? A foundation, right? Thinking, you know what, Charlie, you're right. If YouTube decided to change it all next year, if they just said, because they like to give you a change to entry, right, to get money in the first place. It used to be you had to have, what was it, 1,000 subscribers or something like that, so many thousands of watch time hours to start generating AdSense. That barrier's come down. It's introduced a new barrier with shorts, but who knows, who is to say that in 2026 onwards, the barrier is consistency. And that's why I kind of want to make videos that impact, because this message here I think can personally impact you. If YouTube changed their minds, are you set? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you making at least one video a month that can hold your channel for that month? Imagine you could only make one video that month and it got 10 views. Now, granted, you don't have full control over whether the views are going to be there or if they're not, but you kind of do. You have 50% of the holding value kind of thing. And now I think I'll touch on those points further on, but let me go on to my next point. So my first one would be, I would make a video that was impactful and that can carry itself throughout the month, right? And that kind of brings me on to my second point of, I'll need to hold the interest for the whole of that month. So I don't just want a video that's gonna leave a good impact. I mean, that's great. I'd want a video that obviously people continue to try and click on, right? But then I want a video that holds the interest. And what do I mean by that? I mean, holding the interest as in, you've watched it once, or maybe you've got 5 minutes into the video and you've run out of time, because these videos are long. I'm talking a lot, right? It's a lot of waffle. Was the video interesting enough for you to come back on your next lunch break and listen to the rest of it? Are we making videos that are actually interesting enough, or are we just putting out content? We're just putting out content. Like, it got to the point before when I was like, oh my, I gotta make a video this week. What am I making it about? Oh, I'm just gonna go and make a tutorial about, how to format your memory card in a camera. Oh yeah, cool, that's nice. And you'll probably get evergreen views for that particular camera. But the point is, have you actually inspired anybody? Have you interested in anybody about who you are as a person? Like, nope. Have they hit subscribe because they thought the messages that you was giving them was actually beneficial to them? Nope. You know what I mean? So we need to have content that holds interest. My next point here, this is kind of getting on like a lecture, right? I love these waffles. These waffles, I feel like I need to just get rid of this information, this mind diarrhea, because I think it's actually beneficial to some people out there. And if it is beneficial to you right now, I need to drink some water, but if it is beneficial to you right now, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because the comments I got from the last video, I really enjoyed it. You guys uplifted me to make me feel like, I'm gonna make another video like this and have a little waffle and throw some insights out there, because it might help you again, right? My next point will be, my video would need to be shareable and it would need to be conversational. I mean, that kind of goes without saying in this video. This video is very conversational. It's kind of got some cool, calming video in the background. I hope it's cool anyway. I'm a dad, so I'll say everything's cool, but it's not really cool. But it's conversational. We're having a little bit of conversation here. I feel like I'm literally sat with you guys. I feel like you could be shaking your head saying, Charlie, you're chatting absolute nonsense, mate. Or you could be like, you know what, you're making some good points. Let me at least write one of these down or something, or make a mental log. And that's what I mean by conversational. And I mean shareable as well, in the sense that, do you think this video could actually help someone like who's making YouTube videos? Do you actually think it could help someone? Like, Have they ever asked the same question I'm asking today? What if YouTube gave you 24 hours? What if YouTube gave you the allowance of minimum 1 video a month? If you don't hit that 1,000 subscribers, they'll lock you off. Have you ever asked that question to someone else? Have you ever thought maybe one of your creator friends is actually, they may have wondered it as well? Yo, what if actually? That makes me want to set a fire to my backside and get working. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. I want to make content that needs to be shareable. It needs to be conversational. My next point would be, it would need to tie in with the true north of this channel's mission. I've spoke about that a few minutes ago. I feel like if you're just putting out one piece of content a month, yes, it has to really make an impact. Yes, it has to get seen. But I do believe that thing needs to hone in on what you want to achieve. On this channel, I told you 2024, I'm all about helping you guys now. I've been on this YouTube channel 6 years. I just hit 7,000 subscribers this week. I'm really happy about that. It's a small milestone, but it's those small steps that get you to the top of the mountain. I hope you guys have been reading between the lines as I've been speaking here, because I think the true message to be had here is not the fact that YouTube could punishment on us. I don't think they would ever kind of be that harsh, but if they ever did, if they ever made you pay to be on their platform, would you still work on it? If they ever limited you where you could have a fear every single month, oh my goodness, I could be off the platform next month. I could be off. I have to reapply again from start. Imagine that. If YouTube set this monthly rule, I guaranteed your goals for action would be so much more precise. You would know you have to post 1 video at least that month. And you would make sure you reach that actionable goal. But there's so many people that start YouTube channels and they don't actually think about, okay, what are my small actionable goals? What am I actually celebrating that's small and tiny? The fact you uploaded a video this month, you should celebrate that. How are you gonna celebrate it? Not by sitting in your room and saying, well done, Charlie. That's a video, you done that, congratulations. But I would say celebrate it in the sense that if you have social media, post it on there, but make it clear. This video is specifically for this specific audience. If you're into that, then check it out. This is my opinion on it. So many people make videos and they don't celebrate the small actions of actually uploading by sharing it even further. Let me do some maths for you, right? February, we're already in it. What day is it today? It's February 14th that I'm recording this. I'm not sure when it's gonna go out, but February has 29 days in it. Yeah? Now, if you had to break down 1 video a month, that would be what? 24 hours. I mean, not everyone can use full 24 hours, but give yourself 24 hours. That would be around 49 minutes per day to create 1 video. Could you give up 49 minutes a day to create 1 video a month? And I'm sorry to quote the big guys out there, but Mr. Beast said something the same. I think he said something like, you can post 100 videos and get the same results as if you spent the same amount of time creating 1 video. Does that make sense to you? I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, hit subscribe. I want to keep you guys around. Let's make a little community here. I want to get like absolutely raging in the comments below. You know what I mean? Hit like, share it to anybody that you think it will help with. And I'm definitely gonna catch you guys in the next one. I'm enjoying these conversations. I can't wait to make a podcast. I'm just trying to get people to talk with me, you know what I mean? Peace and love.